It's the rundown. It is Tuesday. It is April 9th.
I'm in baseball too.
Brought to you by Felix Gray. FelixGrayGlasses.com/rundown. Free shipping. I actually met the Felix Gray guy. Weird little man.
Seems like a ricochet shot.
He just kept being like, "Don't trash Felix Gray.
Trash me instead." And you're like, deal.
Well, yeah, I was like, what do you
Call me a weird little man.
Were you with
But say the glasses are great.
Were you with me when this was going on?
What is going on
in
right
Vegas.
now? I love Felix Gray.
Yeah, why
They're
are you-
great. We don't
Yes.
trash it. Their products are great. That's why I was like, what are you talking about?
See, this is the thing. If you put
Oh,
it
you
in
put it in
head,
Dave's brain.
he's gonna do it.
Everyone's got to
he's gonna
understand. If
wanna
you say
trash.
something
But
to
at-
Dave, he's going to say it out
But
loud.
no. He was like joking. But then we saw him a few times and he asked Tom.
It was like his thing. Like whenever it was like in Vegas, like he was at the pool, the hotel, he'd come up, be like, "Felix Gray, don't trash it, trash me," like every time. And
Oh, he said trash him?
right? Yeah.
he's like,
No,
stop
we just said that
trashing.
as
Like
I
Felix-
just said
Yeah,
that.
that was.
No, he'd be like, stop. The first time he came up, he's like, stop trashing Felix Gray. And like, you guys advertise. We never. They're great stuff. And then he's like, yeah, I'm just busting your balls. I think he was drunk. He's like, but then it just kept happening to the point it was wearing out its welcome.
No.
Yeah, that sounds like
Now,
it wore it out immediately.
the product is great.
Great.
This guy, maybe
getting
too many
weird,
drinks. But
But actually, maybe that was.
How little was
Hold
he?
on.
Tommy, was he a weird little
How
man?
little is he to
Hold
say
on.
weird little man?
He was on the shorter
This
side.
was actually genius by him. Because whenever you trash someone, you're like, but the product's great.
The product is great.
So we keep
You're
saying the
getting more of an
product's
endorsement
great.
of the glasses.
Right. I wasn't
Because we're
trashing.
trashing the little guy.
It was just like he.
How little is he?
Is he like spider size?
No, he's a little tall. But I know there's one that's sticking out. Like we went through the whole exchange, and then I think we were going out at night, and we weren't like close to him, and he like yelled like, "Stop trashing Felix Gray!" I'm like, "Who is what?"
Yeah.
It was in like the
Weirdo.
lobby.
But the
I
glasses
think.
are
He
great.
was, like, far
Glasses
behind.
are great.
Great.
That's what confused me at first.
Right.
I was like, we don't trash.
He's playing us.
We love Felix Gray.
Yeah, he's playing us. That was smart by him. Genius move by him.
Sales is
Glasses are great.
But hey, if you keep coming up to me multiple times and be like, "Don't trash Felix Gray," "Don't trash Felix Gray," I'm like, "What are you talking about?"
You get this.
Yeah.
For an ad read.
Yeah, they're great products.
He's playing. I told you, this guy's the smartest guy in the
Now
world.
you can look great while doing a Felix Gray glasses, that blue light fit filtering
He might have been a
technology.
plant. It
Yeah,
was
I
like
know.
you see
This
an
is like
advertising
this is
campaign.
a
He might not
genius
have
way to
voted for this
advertise.
guy.
They help
Genius
eliminate.
They hired a little man.
Strange little bird. They help eliminate eye strain. Glasses available in both non-prescription and reading lenses. Go to FelixGrayGlasses.com/rundown for free shipping and returns. They are good glasses. He
They're
may have just
great.
he was just on a like kick where like he thought he had a
That
winning
was a
line,
funny joke.
and he was
It's like Frank the Tank when he just says the same
yeah
joke
right
over and over. Yeah.
The last time it's strange, but I like the glasses. That's what he says. I like the glasses. We never trash.
That's
them.
like we're at like half a dozen, like four.
The glasses
four
are
I want to
great.
make it clear.
hardcore
guys
endorsements.
gotta
I want to make it
understand
clear. I like the glasses. I don't really care for the guy.
Yeah. But the glass is great.
Glasses are great.
Oh my
Don't have to
God.
care for the guy.
That poor bastard.
Yeah, he brought it on himself.
Yeah.
And he just
You
made a
basically
lot. Yeah,
inserted
this is
yourself
a
in
great
the
ad.
content.
Yeah.
You tried to tell the same joke
Multiple
45
times. And like yelling it from like, hey, don't trash Felix Gray.
That's kind of great though. That's like a.
maybe
That
That's
should
like
be
his
you know,
slogan.
You know how like mattresses became their thing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Their thing needs to be like, don't trash the glasses.
Don't
Felix
trash the
Gray.
guy.
Don't trash
Yo,
the
don't
glasses.
trash the yeah.
don't trash the glasses, trash the guy.
Yeah.
Fine.
Don't hate the player, hate the game. Don't trash the glasses, trash the guy.
Final four yesterday. Final game, championship, great game, I suppose. Dan, you rewatched it. We were on the plane the entire time.
We were doing.
Oh,
We were
really?
in. I had a stream that was going in and out. I was listening on radio that was going in and out, and then I was following on Gamecast. And Dave would every now and then get in front of me, and he was sitting in front of me. So we were like had four things working trying
what do
to
you got?
follow the
Like,
game.
what do you got?
That's brutal.
When,
So I got chopped pieces, and then I watched it again today.
yeah, I had Texas Tech first half plus a half. They lost on 3-point at the buzzer. That was tough to see in your phone. Had Texas Tech game for 20. Luckily, I didn't get in the 250. Mush, what are you going nuts on over there? You bet the money line?
I don't
Minus
understand why you
250?
don't why wouldn't you do an open parlay? Am I the only one who fucking does that shit?
Chris Sale
Oh, I
is
lost everything last
very
year, but
nervous.
everything the
Parlay,
rest,
open
What's wrong
parlay,
with him?
open
He's
parlay.
bad.
they're fucking
He is
losing
bad.
to the Blue Jays.
He's got his money and no velocity. He's bad.
something's wrong with Sale. That's why I didn't touch 250. Anyways, so I went back. I watched it. The trip was a huge play, but
the defense at the end was.
Right. So, but when you say that for everyone there's a lot of commotion about the refs. For everybody, that 3 that they gave up is just a horrific mistake by the defender to
I
help
wonder
on a
why they
layup.
didn't call a timeout too before that to be like, hey guys, no threes.
I mean,
You have to get.
Because you just can't, like, giving up a layup
2,
there
you
is
foul
nothing.
and you're back at the line.
Right, it's
yeah.
nothing.
Yeah. All it does, unless you miss both free throws,
Right, but
it does is reset the same exact situation.
Right. You'd rather just try to win the game on the foul line
Yes.
at that point.
Virginia honestly just plays a full 40 minutes and waits, and someone makes a mistake.
Right.
Like those last 3 games, they absolutely should have lost in the final seconds.
Yeah, I tweeted that stat. It's insane.
They played smart enough until the very end, and every single opponent made a fatal error in the last second.
Also, if you hit the free throws, then you're actually into you can intentionally foul and make them hit and miss. So
And then the Culver possession coming down and jacking that 3. That was the all-time I want to be the hero guy.
That was
Yeah.
awful.
What do you think? I mean, I saw other people complain about the reversal, but that seemed like the right call.
No, fuck
It was.
that.
It just
I mean,
took
I know
too
it's
long to
right,
get
but it's
there.
like that has just been a call since the beginning of time with basketball. Nobody would have been upset about that. It's not like it would.
But that
Here's
is
the problem.
no,
if you do replay, you got to get it right.
right. And I mean, I know what you're saying, but they do review that all the time now.
Right.
Like that's not something that's just a champ.
crazy.
They do that all the time.
Yeah, I hate that.
Now,
I
granted,
wouldn't mind them changing the rule a little bit and having a shot clock on the replays.
And if you can't
And if you
decide,
can't
within
decide
that,
by
it's
then,
it's
right.
because
irrefutable,
that does, I have no problem with them
or a
finding the right angle.
I also don't have a problem with one
Yeah.
challenge.
Yeah, under the current
if you
setup.
wanted to gamble on that, like the pinky barely touching it, fine. But to just be
And it's like
we review
what
all
do you
of
think
that
of
every
this?
time.
But my problem
Challenge,
is-
and if you're wrong, it's a free throw for the other team.
I
you
like
go.
that. But
Make it
Kevin,
really costly.
my problem with that is like you can't say you want replay and then be like, but
it's not
it
enough.
would've-
Correct.
Yeah,
Because
it would have been called
but
in
they,
real time.
But they do that.
Millimeters,
I
like-
mean,
Yeah, they do that.
They do that
They
every
do that
game.
a million times.
That's every
it
time.
sucks the energy out of the game, and I totally agree with that. Even though Jay
and
Bills
that's just
complains too much
refs'
about it.
discretion there. They're just like we're a
They
little
almost
unsure.
2
under-
minutes.
it's under
They go
2
to
minutes, I think.
every
Everything.
fucking
Yeah,
time.
Anytime,
Anytime
the
the
ball
ball
goes
goes out of
out
bounds.
If there's even a inkling of a debate, they go to it.
Here's what is weird, and Coley brought up this point, and it's a fair point. When they do a replay like that, and there's a blatant foul 2 seconds
you
before
review the whole
Right.
thing.
it is weird.
Right.
It's
Yeah,
like,
I
wait,
hate
but
that.
that was a foul that
Yeah.
wasn't called.
Yeah,
Right.
but
Should be open
yeah.
to reviewing
Yeah.
anything that you thought was
But
maybe
then
missed.
I
Then
mean,
the
the
review
trip.
jumps forever.
I mean that
That was insane.
that
I-
was that. I don't know how
Conspiracy
you missed
theory cat when I rewatched it, I was shocked that CBS didn't show us replays.
Yeah,
I mean,
it did kind of fall
not
under
a
the radar.
single
Yeah,
replay.
yeah.
that.
was
That and so that would have been Texas Tech ball
Up
up
3.
3 with like 2:30 to go.
Yeah.
I think it was maybe a little bit more
like
time, but
2:40 it was
still,
2:45.
like
It's 2:45.
at the end of the day, Texas Tech, they should have won that. They had the chance to win
The
that
biggest
game.
the biggest mistake had nothing to do with refs. It was leaving
Right.
that guy wide open. at
DeAndre
the corner.
Hunter helping off of him.
Same thing with the other botched call, botched call. Like I thought that was a foul call, but the more important thing was like how poorly they defended that.
Yeah, agreed. I will say it brings to an end maybe the worst. I was saying from the Sweet 16 on, I think I won 1 game versus spread. And I mean, overtime, I wasn't like I was getting blown out in all of them. I mean, some I was, but just
Do you think we had this debate on the radio? The losing to 16 seed that's over because it's all one story.
I tweeted out, I actually think it is now positive.
Completely
Not only is it erased, it is. It's one. You can't talk about one without the other.
And looking at how Virginia won the tournament and how they were down at the end of these
Yep.
games, they don't have that type of resolve if they haven't already been to rock bottom. It's like a man who has nothing
Well,
to lose.
yeah,
Like they've already
we-
been to the
yeah.
worst.
It
Outside
can't
of
be any worse than what happened last year, so let's just go
So-
out and play these last 10 seconds
Right.
and see what happens on the end of it.
Right.
outside of the seniors who graduated, I would say if you ask a Virginia fan or a Virginia player, you can just erase. You
I'd
can
take
just
that in a
erase
second.
that.
I would take a Wisconsin losing a 16th seed and then
For a
winning the next
title?
year
Absolutely.
in a
Right.
second.
Well, I'm saying
nobody can even-
No, but I'm
Yeah.
even saying beyond that. I'm saying you still get your title. You can just wipe that game out. I'd be like, no, keep it.
Yeah.
Like that's
part of the story.
Right.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
It makes you a more
yes,
yes.
more memorable.
Mm-hmm.
You're just a team that won a national championship. Now
That's
you're
the
very
start of the
different. You're
deep
the
end.
only
I don't
one
think
who's ever
anybody
done that.
will even try to clown them with that. I don't think anyone's going to
No.
be like, remember that time you lost when everybody knows what happened?
These
I took
unders
the
are-
over in that.
Good for you. I got
Sorry.
the under.
Sorry.
So I'm gonna go hopefully 1-on-1 in those.
Dave's
So
got
you have not
baseball.
retired even.
Well, I
so.
have
Well,
because
it's-
I've been.
it
It's like
is,
I
but it
am.
isn't.
I am because I haven't like I am.
Wow.
But I was just trying to make it clean. Now it's a little not clean. But that's fine.
Now it's a little dirt. Now you got a little spit up on your shirt
little
again.
dirt on the tie.
You're not gonna place any
No.
more bets.
You got a little
until
stain on your shirt.
Football season.
No, I don't even know how long. A long time. I'm gonna just take a break, get away.
It's only money.
Although
You got your health.
there were ideas floated today, like, hey, we're trying to sell baseball
I know.
advisors. I was like,
Dude,
oh
I mean,
boy.
Your life,
Yes.
you're
well,
a
no,
degenerate boy
no,
now.
no.
Your pizza
No,
is now
no.
gone. It's now on the gambling.
Before that, I agree to do that. There will be a budget.
Yes. Yes, I said the same when they were like,
But
hey,
then you can't because it's not your real money.
No,
You're
because
never
I
gonna
still
have the
keep it if I
same-
win it.
But your losses won't matter.
No, it still matters because
It
I'm
won't
down
hurt
so
as
much.
much,
It's-
and right.
Right. It's like
we're not saying they have to pay
don't
for
know.
all of our losses,
Right.
but just some would be nice here and there. It hurts.
I don't know.
It hurts.
Gotta
This
keep
is
it
the
real.
end
Gotta
of, like,
keep it
the-
authentic. That's what separates you guys. You know.
Yeah, but
Anybody
Kevin
can bet
will,
someone else's
will
money.
be dead.
Well, that'd
Yeah,
be good
bro.
content too.
The 365 gambling schedule is impossible.
It's like you just drop dead on like a 3-ball. That would be great content.
Oh, we were joking.
Do you imagine if
Yeah,
I
if he did
got
the 250?
that bet in
Oh my
and
God.
I was
DeAndre Hunter
alive,
hits
I
that
would
shot.
be a dead person.
He would have been a puddle. He would have been a puddle that we just
How
mop
could
up.
you be so sure on like?
I was
like,
just convinced.
We would have grabbed the ShamWow inside of Minneapolis
All-
Stadium and just.
All
Here,
time.
and then I would
Ring
have
him
come
out.
home and been like,
Ring
here,
him out in a
Erica,
bucket.
here's Dave.
Ring
It's
him
just
out
a
in
fucking little
fucking
rag.
All-time spin zone, by the way, saying I was covering at the end of regulation when it was 1.5.
I actually love that. Just being like, hey, it wasn't a bad bet. Shit, go.
Yeah.
You cap for 40 minutes,
40
not
minutes,
overtime.
not 45.
Not overtime.
It's true.
It's very true.
Yeah, it just so happened the line was 1.5, so it's like 6. You can, but whatever. 40 minutes. I was exactly where I thought it'd be.
Yep. Your computer calculations, 40-minute model.
Correct. This lady got kicked off a plane and throws a scene. She's twerking, screaming. I think she was saying my mom makes more money than you. I don't understand that one, but I loved.
Pour it all you fucking want! Yeah! So proud of you, trashy. I love it. Yeah! Come find me then, bitch! Do something! Nothing, because you a pussy asshole! Just like my mother makes more motherfucking money than
Everything about this, first of all, it's Spirit, so anything goes. And the Spirit passengers acted like they were Spirit passengers. They were like whooping it up. They're like, you go, shut up, get the fuck off the plane, do it, bitch. And it was like, it's exactly what
when
I
you
expect.
fly Spirit, you almost like you're waiting for that to happen.
Yeah.
Encourage it.
I wanted someone to fight her because she was challenging
Yes,
everyone.
she was.
Yeah, well, whoever was in that fight, if someone twerks in your face, you got to have some self-respect and go fight them.
Yes.
You can't let someone just shake
Holy
their ass.
shit. What? Red Sox losing 5-2.
Red Sox. Dang.
What? Chris Sale. He's obviously going on the DL. Shut up,
The
fatso.
IL.
I was right at the end.
He's not wrong. He stinks.
He's hurt.
He stinks.
Yeah, he's
Big
hurt.
Gav just got a straight. It wasn't a ricochet shot. It was a direct shot. Shut up, fatso.
With like
Yeah,
you know,
venom.
hate in his voice.
Oh,
Well,
yeah.
I'm in a really bad
Vitriol.
mood.
Yeah. I had to text
Stay
Big
out of the
Gav. I
way.
remember after the conference championship game, it was like, hey, he wasn't, his feelings weren't hurt, but I was like, hey, keep your head up. When we're gambling, Dave will say some stuff.
I mean, Tommy knows.
Yeah, you said you can handle it. He didn't ask for it. I just shot him, like an older guy to a
Everybody
younger
says
guy.
that. You know, you say that
No.
until like you're getting kicked off a stream
No,
or
but
whatever.
Big
and
Ev,
it's
he
tough.
didn't say anything. It was an older guy to a younger guy moment where I was just like, hey man, keep your chin up.
Don't take it personal.
Oh, well,
Dave told you, like I think you said you fucking fat fuck or something.
the D-Rays,
I didn't take it personally.
the D-Rays
appreciate
game
it.
went over for the game in 4 innings, so that's cool. That's cool.
I like
the
that you
worst
still call him
gambler
the
in the
D-Rays.
world.
That's
Yeah,
I like
never,
that. It's
Yeah,
a nice
I'll never
touch.
change that. This treadmill, the guys run on the treadmill. It's a funny visual, and a car just knocks them off the treadmill. I mean, first of all, it's easy to fall off a treadmill, but to get knocked by a car, that's something. That's what you get for exercise.
That'll make you stop going to the gym, right? Like,
This
out of
is-
every excuse you give yourself, if I ever got hit by a car in a treadmill, I would never exercise again.
Yeah, this is like the ultimate irony, right? You're actually doing the safe thing of being inside,
And you get
not
nailed.
running against traffic and all this shit.
Funny video made me laugh.
Is he okay?
Yeah, he just looked like
The girl they said, by the way, she just forgot her brakes weren't working. Took out the car and was like, oh, whoops, forgot the brakes don't
I'll
work.
tell you what, if he just started his workout, that's like the greatest
Yeah.
And
excuse
you're not
to
hurt.
be able to go home.
Yeah.
Just be like, honey, why are you home so early? Well, a car ran me over while I was on my treadmill.
Mick Cronin, UCLA. I had to put in this because I'm a Mick Cronin guy. I love Mick Cronin. He's perfect for Cincinnati. He plays like just can't like throw as many like bricks at a backboard to try to rebound him. UCLA, soft, like fancy, up speed. I don't get the fit. Are they just going to change?
Maybe the fit is what makes it work.
Maybe UCLA is now going to turn into
want,
like
like, a bruiser program?
grinder team in the
Yeah,
Pac-10.
they just shut teams down. I mean, Oregon and Washington both play defense, and they've had success.
Yeah,
Maybe
Washington
that's
has
what
a
it is.
change that I'll never get used to.
And
Oregon.
Washington's coach is the former assistant for Syracuse. You got to remember that. You just got to say Syracuse of the West over and over.
Can't believe it.
Yeah, but yeah, Mick Cronin. I just
Still
can't
gonna
believe
wear like
UCLA.
disgusting suits that I love that fit in Cincinnati.
Right? And also he coached himself into a stroke. Like, that's not a UCLA guy.
No, I know. That's why it's the most anti-UCLA guy of all time. Yeah, not to mention the sun looks like it would melt him.
Right.
He's like
He's
the
a ghost.
palest
He's
guy.
Casper.
Yeah.
It makes
He's
no
just gonna
sense.
wear like SPF like 3,000 everywhere he goes in LA.
I can't believe they didn't just bite the bullet and hire Rick Pitino. I feel like Rick is close.
Now he would have been perfect.
He threw in his hat for St. John's. You see that? But he demanded an apology from the courts first.
Wow.
So
That was-
I'll take the job if you apologize.
That would also be awesome.
Awesome.
Him in New York would be awesome.
If you
Awesome.
can bring St. John's back to any sort of prominence, you'd
They'd be good right
awesome.
away.
rock star.
And
want-
people and like everyone in New York would love Rick Pitino. It would be awesome.
I'd love for Mick Cronin to have like a sun umbrella, like coach him with like
Just a little hat umbrella.
like something so he's not getting burned.
Or maybe
The
he
sun
coaches
shirt with the
maybe
zinc on his
he
nose.
coaches with the white nose.
This guy, this old dude, bought an $8 million place. I think it was in Key West. It was the old Real World house, actually.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
All-time Real World.
Yeah.
The
Great
original one?
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
where they fucked in the shower. Remember that one?
Wait,
Real World Key
Miami.
West.
No, that wasn't it.
This is Real World Key West.
There was a. We're talking about
That was like the second. It was like New York.
That was the
Trishelle.
first gay guy I met, Daniel.
That was Trishelle, right? No, she's
No,
Vegas.
she's Vegas. It was
Veronica.
It was
That
Daniel. They started
smoke brunette.
Who
back
was
when
Real
they
World
actually
Key
had
West?
to do.
Wait, no, I think I'm thinking of
Oh, that was
Miami.
Bananas.
They actually had to create
Bananas
businesses.
is Real World Key West? Who else was on
Yeah.
it?
You remember that?
Yeah,
They had to
yeah,
they
yeah.
opened like an ice cream shop
Right.
or
I
something.
was gonna say.
Oh, Svetlana. She was the
Yes.
Svetlana.
Veronica and Svetlana.
Damn.
Right? Weren't they together?
Paul and Svetlana.
Are you just doing this off straight memory?
Hell yeah,
I think
Sean.
I'm mixing up
pretty
the
good.
two
Fucking
different
love it,
Florida
Shock.
ones.
Pretty
Key West was
badass.
later.
Key West was later. Miami was like the
didn't they
fourth
had sex in
ever.
the shower in Miami, right?
Yes, they did.
okay.
Vegas is
That-
the number one. Trishelle. That
Number
was
one in
what-
terms
Number
of
one is
what?
like Puck and
Well,
Adrian.
that
San
was the
Francisco.
original.
Yeah.
I would say
Cyrus.
Ruthie in Hawaii.
Ruthie was crazy.
The slap, San
no, that
Francisco.
was
Oh.
Seattle, right?
Seattle.
that-
yeah, David
Seattle.
and the
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Irene.
Yes,
He was
like,
a
hey, you know you're
lunatic.
gay.
Yeah.
Wow.
And then he threw the teddy bear.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
He had
She
stolen
wasn't
it.
wrong, by the way. That guy was gay.
Yeah, but I mean,
And
to
obviously,
steal a man's
France was pretty
a
good.
woman's
Teddy
teddy
bear.
bear.
That was
France was pretty good. CT.
CT, yeah.
Yeah, Mass Hole in Paris. All-time
When he has
article.
his bandana.
For all you old-time stoolies, Google Mass Hole in Paris. It's an article by Chisholm about CT running around in Paris. It's hilarious. That's old school. Anyway, so the guy bought the house. The next day, he shoplifted like $300 from, I think, Kmart or Walgreens or something for like the Kruger and like the stuff for it. Everyone's like, why would you do that? Well, he spent all the money in the house. I don't think this is a big deal.
Also, it's the thrill.
Yeah.
That too.
It's
but
like, why would Robert
when-
Kraft
when
go
you're-
and get a massage?
Oh,
It's the thrill of the, you know.
Sometimes you want to slum it.
Right.
That's everything. I'm in the middle of a fight starting with Mybookie, mybookie.com, which is a fraud legal website that, Tommy, are you able to get your money out?
I have $168 sitting in my
Damn,
bookie
Tommy.
since the Mayweather-McGregor fight that I can't get out. I've tried placing bets. I play the online blackjack with these ladies in Singapore over the cam. I can't bet enough money to get it out.
They do not let you take your money out. I've heard this story 1,000 times. We used to work with them. We don't anymore. Whatever. I never said a word about them. You know, you go on your way. You do things. They started chirping me out of the blue that I'm a fraud gambler. That they would have taken if I at 7:30 p.m. I think they sent me like a reply tweet. Hey, if you wire us 250 grand in Bitcoin, we'll take your bet. A, I didn't see it. B, I would never do that in a million years with a company that's offshore I've never dealt with personally.
You can't get your Bitcoin out.
C, they don't pay. I've heard it 1,000 times. And now you're saying I'm a fraud. I make up. Bad day to do
Why?
it when
Because you were just like, I would bet 250K, but I couldn't or something like that.
Well, I just couldn't.
Yeah, he tried. I
I'm
watched
saying
you
that,
try.
I was
watched
literally
you try.
in communication with
The
them.
fact that people don't believe that, I watched you try. And by the way, I meant C, you literally can't get your own Bitcoin out.
No.
Right.
Right. I can't get like 6,500.
Bitcoin Marty
And by the way,
getting money,
you
The
can't.
keychain.
getting
keychain, bro.
$250,000.
In, you can't. I couldn't get it in when I
It'd be
tried
easier
to.
than
When,
getting the
when
Yeah, the Bitcoin out.
I can't even get it. Remember, I can only do like $78 at a time. Like
Yes.
every day, they'd be like, you can do another 100. You can do 150. Like in.
So they're the
45
frauds
minutes.
for even claiming that you can do that.
And now coming back at me being like, trust me, I tried to, I'm glad I didn't do it. I still had too much money on the game anyways. But for these frauds to pick a fight with me, a fraud casino, a fraud offshore sports network, not to mention the fact they can be shut down at a moment's notice because as sports gambling is being legalized in the United States, these offshore ones are getting shut down. They just take your money.
Right.
If they just get shut down, it's not like, oh, here, we owe you. They don't owe you when they have it. So for these guys, this guy, nobody has picked a fight out of the clouds with me more stupid than what this guy
Yes.
did. I am so mad at fucking
Correct.
this. And I know McAfee, I have no problem with him. I know they advertise with him. McAfee, good guy, didn't know what a line was till 6 months ago. I'm a real gambler. We have real gamblers who follow us. We can't in good conscience be like, go to this company who won't give you your money back, and they're going to come at me. Oh, I'm mad.
They kicked
Never
the
bet
wrong
with these
hornet's
frauds.
nest. Yeah.
That's how you're going to end up fucking robbed.
Yikes! Someone's getting fired.
I mean, it's
Whoever was tweeting.
He sent like
there's a
3
code.
or
Whoever was
4
under
of them.
There's a code.
Whoever
He
had
said-
control of that Twitter account is.
It's
Or
like
go
the
about
head,
Head
odds
odds
maker.
maker.
He
Yeah.
sent like 3 to 4 like tweets at me. Fool Presidente.
He called you
not
fool president.
Yeah.
That's actually pretty good.
That's a burn.
That's a
You're
fucking
not-
I can't believe I
awesome
haven't thought of
burn.
that.
You're,
That's
After 10
awesome.
years, I've never
I
once
actually
called
might
him
be
fool
on my
presidente.
book side now.
you're not a real gambler.
Presidente is so awesome.
I think the
Shit.
I'm distraught. I'm distraught.
I wish you had said that, Dave. Fool
Yeah, now I'm on their
Presidente.
side. Go to Mybookie. They're funny.
They fucking
they
burned
got
your
good
ass,
quips.
bro. They burned your ass.
Promo code
funny.
Fool
They'll
Presidente.
take
I'll give
all
you
your
my whole
money.
fucking bank account. Fool Presidente.
yeah, they'll
Fool
take all your money and
Presidente.
won't pay you. You won't be laughing when they don't pay you.
That's true.
But I'll be laughing about Fool Presidente.
Fool Presidente.
I'd be like,
You
well,
know what?
like the
I'm
Alonzo
gonna
Mourning
pretend
gift.
that I'm
You've
gonna
never
pretend
seen
my
that?
bookie
Fool
never said
Presidente,
that.
Tool Presidente, everyone does those too.
You've never seen Fool Presidente.
Yeah, I have.
Yeah, I'm gonna pretend my bookie, Dave. I'm gonna do something big. I'm gonna pretend that my bookie didn't say that. I'm gonna let someone else say it, and then I'll credit them.
All right.
All right. And then what's the last thing? Don't we have the who won the bar contest? Who
Gets credit for the bar
Who gets
contest?
credit?
Oh. Well, we have a bunch of things that I've been clearing up
Jonas
since I noticed it's the full office today. That's probably because we're back. I feel like. Anyways, that contest, the bracket contest, a lot of different people taking credit for it. I've heard Tyler O'Day. I've heard Kyle Machia or something to that effect.
Who the fuck is Kyle Machia?
He's like a Viceroy guy. And there's one more Viceroy guy down there. Paul obviously likes to throw his hat in the ring.
No, Paul likes to do it in such a way where he's giving credit to others.
Right,
like,
but it's
my
like,
network of
yeah,
Viceroys
right,
deserves all the credit.
right,
You fucking
right.
sleazeball.
Well, it takes a while for word to reach the West Coast. He was probably like waiting to see who it was.
And what, Brett?
And Brett is
Came up
taking
with it?
credit for it. I also got a DM from a South Carolina Viceroy being like, it's my idea. And,
Whoa.
and just for the record, nobody's giving me credit for it, but I did this in South Carolina. It was successful. They just stole it. No one's even saying a word to me like thank you or nothing.
It's funny because we had like we were in a room with the Viceroys and we were talking about what we can do with the Viceroy program for like a brand in the spring and summer, and they were like, well, we did this thing last year in South Carolina. It was just like we kind of ended up with like the best bar in South Carolina. So I said, well, why don't we take that? That's such like an easy thing to do. Let's take that, make it big, go national with it around March Madness, turn it into a bracket. Then Tyler and his band of Viceroys took that and turned it into a contest.
But the South Carolina is saying he did this exact contest.
He didn't do it. He didn't do. I don't think
He
they
didn't
did
do
it.
a
He did it at
But
South
he
Carolina.
did it.
He did like
You got to do a bracket. Though.
Yeah.
Turn it into
It
a
was a
bracket.
bracket.
So he
I don't
was
know, I
the one
don't-
who
I didn't
created
see
No,
it.
the
he
content.
is literally saying he
So
did this
you
exact
should
thing in
fire
South
all
Carolina.
the Viceroys and hire him.
If you're saying he did this.
I'm saying
last year when I was a viceroy, there was someone who did it first, and then all the other accounts started doing it.
Yeah,
So, South Carolina, I think, was the first one to do it.
South Carolina kid is saying he
Yeah.
did a bracket for March Madness for the bars.
He did,
Not that,
yeah.
by the way, it's not that crazy of an idea. But he's saying he did it, and then the other viceroys did it, but nobody has said thank you to him. Nobody's done anything.
Yes. Who
So
created
it-
this bar idea?
It's the South Carolina viceroy.
He
See,
sparked
and then
it, for
Brett's
sure.
like, why don't we
Brett's the one
copy
who-
his?
I'll be honest.
But
it sounds
he
like the
said,
system
Gaz
worked.
then
came up with
cleared it
something
up.
that we implemented into a bigger
Gaz
scale.
then cleared it up, and he's like, here's the 3 people who deserve credit, and Brett was not on that list.
And then I talked to Gaz yesterday, and I said,
So basically, the viceroys, you're not a viceroy.
no.
So what are the who's doing any thinking over there? So our 3 guys who are viceroys, Gaz in charge of the viceroy, it had nothing to do with the viceroys. Well, it had the South Carolina kid and you.
Basically.
So,
Yeah.
Gaz,
And then
then
they
that
implemented.
Brett created it?
You need a mic.
Well, no, the South
They made it
Carolina
happen.
kid did it.
And I just took it and said, let's put it on a bigger scale, do it with bars, and then do it in a bracket.
It was the South Carolina kid who has not been thanked, who is upset at that everyone's taking.
Thank
his
you.
Like,
South
I'll-
Carolina
Out to South
kid.
Carolina
If I had my
viceroy.
Thank you.
I'll fucking tell you exactly what the viceroy
Thank
said.
you.
Yeah, right. You need something.
It's for everybody else. It's not
Can
for
you
credit.
Say that again in the mic? You say that again in the mic? What? Say that again in the mic.
Here we go. Here it
I don't know
is.
what we're laughing at.
Here's at Barstool U of SC. Hey, Dave, I'm going to clear up this whole Barstool Best Bar dilemma of who invented it. I, Mike Indrasino, the viceroy for South
Shout out,
Carolina,
Mike.
invented the idea last year to run within my own school because of the stellar bar scene. It killed it with interactions with all the local bars in my school, even led to 2 bars in the finals being set up for Rough and Rowdy. Kyle saw.
Oh, I remember that fight.
Yes. Kyle saw how big it was getting on my account and encouraged all the other viceroys across the country to do the same interactions during March. Now it's been a year and I've gotten no credit for something I've
Shout out
created,
South
and
Carolina,
Kyle
Mike.
and Gaz expanded on. Hope that clears it up.
Boom.
I have nothing to do with it.
So there it is.
So it's like a Winklevoss Facebook sort of thing, though.
and
If you had done it, you would have done
Wait,
it.
you have nothing to do with it?
I the vice
how could he have anything to do with that when he's
I'm
on the
waiting for
beaches of
tweet
Manhattan?
tonight. Shout out South Carolina Mike. He's doing he is using
My
yeah,
network.
the network that I have created to a great way.
And then Dave does the, well, I invented you, and so
company-
I get credit for
Dave
everything.
invented the internet. Get it right.
Exactly.
Full Presidente.
Congrats.
Dave invented brackets, I heard. Like, just the idea of voting on things.
And then the other thing, which I'm still getting to the bottom, is this Mikey podcast when he's like, I'm
Yeah,
the
what's
fall
going on
guy.
there?
So
The worst fall guy of all time.
the worst, yeah, he said, hand up my problem, and then called everybody, being like, oh, yo, I'm the fall guy, I'm
Yeah,
the
did
fall
you
guy,
know
I'm
I'm
the fall guy.
guy?
Worst fall guy ever.
That's the exact opposite of what a fall guy's supposed to do.
So it started being, I was hearing a lot, Matt Brown, who doesn't want to be associated with the Bubbly Gang, but he is. He came into the office, and he's like, I'm like, so what happened? So the Failing Upwards guys did a horrific read. We all know that. Mikey podcast brought it to Matt Brown. He's like, you should listen to this. This is very bad. Matt Brown essentially was like, okay, fix it. And then Mikey doctored it. That is what so it is Mikey. I don't know how Mikey thinks he's a fall guy. Nobody can answer why they just didn't go to Failing Upwards and be like, hey, re-record it since it's not live.
I feel like that's what Matt Brown was saying. Fix it. Like, go re-record it.
He was intimating that that's what he thought would happen.
Right.
So I don't know. Maybe there's more to it. Is Mikey podcast here?
Fall guy.
He's downstairs. He works downstairs.
Love
I'll
to
tell you,
hear
the
this.
people are just scrambling around. It's been,
right, I
there's
gotta
been a
introduce
lot of, I mean, there's been a lot of things going on that
Yeah.
we got to get to the bottom of. Fall Guy Mikey podcast, worst fall guy of all time. Yeah, remind me never to have
Yeah.
him be my fall guy.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Are we waiting for
I
him?
have no idea. Full Presidente, that sucks. It sucks. It sucks.
And here he is.
The fall guy, the worst fall guy of all time.
Do we have a microphone for him?
Yeah, he's got one.
All right. So here's the way that I've heard this story. It was blamed on you. You took accountability, but then started telling people you're the fall guy.
No, I said it wasn't like a master plot. I made a mistake. But when I was getting yelled at for like overstepping or like doing something not my authority, I just like let myself get yelled at for that. Like I definitely did something dumb. I got asked to edit something and I didn't ask any questions, but it wasn't like my master plot. And I let everyone think that like I was being conniving or whatever.
Well, we were being conniving. We sent a fake read.
We actually made a mistake. Like I got asked to edit something in the podcast and what we were sending, and I just edited it and sent it to the person. I didn't like think to put it in both. So it wasn't like a master plot from anybody. It was just a mistake.
So you're saying
Stupidity, yeah.
So you're saying you edited it. They made a new read. The failing upwards.
No, they didn't.
You did.
I edited the read.
You
to
made
make it
your
sound
own
better,
read.
to make it sound better. Which
Correct.
Is what I was asked to do. Yeah.
But then you didn't put it into the actual broadcast.
Which was just dumb.
So you're saying you weren't intentionally misleading them.
Correct.
You just forgot to put it in.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then when I was getting yelled at for like going like plotting or whatever, I just kind of, instead of being like, he asked me to do this, he asked me to do that.
Well,
I
I talked to Matt Brown. He was saying this sucks. It has to be like we have to change it.
We're getting bet. We're doing that.
Right. But Matt Brown wasn't like what Matt Brown was saying he thought was going to happen is, hey, failing upwards, just redo the ad, cut the old one out, put the new one in.
Right.
So it wasn't like Matt Brown was asking you to be conniving, according to Matt Brown.
And it's not even Matt Brown.
Well, who is it?
This is
like
where.
not like a,
I'm gonna get the answers, so it's like we can
there
play
isn't
this.
like a
You know
big-
what? Tune
nobody
into radio.
plotted. There- nobody,
You'll get
like,
it on
plotted.
radio.
Like there's not like a big plot or anything.
So then
like that.
just say what it was like.
I just didn't do I didn't edit in 2 places.
Right.
That's it.
I
There's
understand.
another
and that
name
was
involved.
Yeah, well, you think I'm not gonna get this name?
Yeah, we're gonna get the name.
I mean,
You're
there's-
not. They don't call you Fool
The
Presidente
idea,
for nothing.
the idea of like the fall guy was just that I didn't go in like pointing at other people. I just kind of got yelled at by Erica and just went back.
But
to
I, as far as I know, I don't know anybody who's made a mistake or screwed up other than you.
right.
So then what are you the fall guy for?
That when it initially happened, everyone was thinking there was like a big plot, like people were being conniving, and like I just didn't want to like.
You.
I wasn't conniving.
No, I know what you're saying, but people think it was like you. It
yes.
came across like we were tricking that company. Which, if I was that company, I'd be like,
It's
they're
the
trying to
same
trick
thing,
me.
yeah.
Yes.
And in that case, that's why the fall guy thing started. It's like I didn't go in and edit anything. I just like got asked to do something, and then I made a mistake, and then I didn't come up and blame everybody.
There's nobody to blame.
Except your own brain.
Unless I'm missing something. Like, I asked you to change it, which they should have because it was a terrible ad.
Right.
You change it, put it in the podcast.
Made a mistake.
Correct.
Didn't put it in the podcast.
Mistakes happen.
Correct. It's
All
a really
good.
stupid
But
mistake.
when I was
almost
getting
impossible mistake.
when I was getting yelled at, it was like, who gave you the authority? And that's when I didn't say like I got asked to do it. I just said okay. So it was all on me, and like there wasn't a Matt Brown, there wasn't anybody else. So I just the idea.
Who's
of
the other
fall-
name involved?
No, I'm not gonna say it obviously, but like
All right, we'll get that later.
I mean,
We'll
it's
get
not
that
going to be all that hard to figure out who deals with these
no,
clients.
and I just don't want to say it on the rundown. I guess.
You're
I'm
have
just
say
going to say it on the
radio.
rundown tomorrow.
Yeah, or
He's
the
a good
radio.
guy. He's a good guy.
in 20 minutes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
That's the rundown.
That's it.